What is post truth? Decolonial View, podcast 007. Let's start. What happens when truth itself becomes negotiable? When facts matter less than feelings? When people no longer ask, is it true? But rather, does it fit my story? Welcome to the age of post truth, a world where emotions overpower evidence and where power often decide what counts as reality. I am Bashir from Decolonial View, and today we are unpacking the idea of post truth, what it means, where it comes from, and why it matters for decolonial thought. The term post truth gained global attention around 2016, the year of Brexit, Donald Trump's election, and a surge of the misinformation on social media. Oxford dictionaries even named it the word of the year. It simply terms post truth describes a culture where objective facts have less influence on public opinion than emotion and belief. But this is not just about fake news or political spin. It is about how truth itself is being reshaped by the media, by algorithms, and by systems of power. In a post truth world, truth becomes a weapon of influence. Politicians, corporations, and media outlets all craft competing versions of reality, each designed to capture attention, loyalty, or outrage. From a decolonial perspective, this is now not a new thing. Colonial empires too created truths, justification for conquest, hierarchy, and control. The myth of the Western superiority, the civilization mission, the racial hierarchies, all were post truth narrative long before the term existed. Post truth, in that sense, is not the death of truth, it is the continuation of colonial truth making under new digital condition. So, how do we respond? By reclaiming the right to define reality. Decolonial thinkers like Walter McNullo and Sousa Santos remind us that truth has always been plural, not only universal stories, but many coexisting epistemologies. The post truth crisis reveals how fragile our modern concept of objectivity or objective reality is. It challenges us to listen to marginalized truths, indigenous, feminist, and ecological forms of knowing that were dismissed by colonial modernity. Truth, then, is not a fixed monument, it is a living practice, one that must be grounded in ethics, justice, and relational accountability. So, next time someone says we live in a post truth world, ask this: whose truth was it to begin with? Because the goal is not to return to the old truth of empire and authority, it is to decolonize truth itself. Thanks for listening to Decolonial View. If this episode made you think differently, subscribe, share, and join the conversation. What does truth mean in your context? Please share. Stay reflective, stay decolonial.